Welcome back to another Market Movers. It is April the 8th, 2021, and I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and please like and comment. It really helps YouTube's algorithm and share my content to more Magic the Gathering fans. And with that being said, I do have two links that really help me out. One is a Patreon link that has a variety of tiers, and some of those tiers might be right for you. And I also have a TCG Player affiliate link, so if you do any purchases through that link, I get a small bonus, and it really helps support the channel and lets me grow. Okay, and with that being said, let's jump into these market movers, starting off with doubling season from Double Masters. This is up 5.05% today from $71.73 to $75.35. Now, this card was recently printed Double Masters, so this is the cheapest version of the card you can find, but it also sees a lot of play, and you guessed it, Commander. Most recently, a lot of copies in Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. Okay, and the next card we have to talk about on this list here today is Synapse Sliver. It's a card that we saw on our list yesterday, one of the most powerful slivers out there. This is a rare from Legions. This card is up 5.23% today, from $34.64 to $36.45. Now, this card is a sliver, so it's very good in tribal decks, particularly in Commander, and it sees the most play along with the Sliver Overlord as its commander, but also sees a lot of play with First Sliver, Sliver Legion, and you guessed it, Sliver Queen. Sensei's Divining Top, the original version of the card from Champions of Kamigawa, is up today, seeing new all-time highs, up 5.90% from $59.03 to $62.51. Now, this card used to see a lot of play in Legacy. It still sees a bit, but mostly in Vintage Paradox Outcome decks, but also in Commander and Yuriko, the Tiger Shadow, plus a variety of other ones. Next up on the list to talk about is Shivan Dragon. This is the revised edition using the original art from Alpha Beta and Unlimited. This card is up 6.41% today from $27.01 to $28.74. And believe it or not, it does see some play. It does see some play in mostly Commander, but it does see play in even Brawl decks, a Perfus Bronze Blooded deck as well, but sees play in a variety of Dragon decks. Speaking of dragons, Goldspan Dragon is our next card to talk about on the list. This is a card that came up recently in Kaldheim as a Mythic. This is up 6.73% today from $20.20 to $21.56. Now, it sees a lot of play in Standard, in Temur Ramp, Mono Red Aggro, Cool Adventures, you name it. But it also sees play in Dragon Commander decks with the Dragon as the commander. Next up is Assassin's Trophy from Guilds of Ravnica. This is up 7.09% from $15.93 to $17.06. Now, this card was never printed in any other sets apart from Guilds of Ravnica, so if it sees interest, it's going to spike a little bit more aggressively because there's just not a lot of copies out on the market. It sees a lot of play in Commander, mostly Lathril Blade of Elves decks, Tassigr the Golden Fang, but it even sees play in Jund Death Shadow as well. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, a card we've seen on our list frequent, and it's a Commander Legends card, a Mythic from Commander Legends, up 8.01% from $23.96 to $25.88, and it does see play mostly in Commander, in Koma, Cosmos Serpent decks, but more recently in Orval the All Form. Debt of Loyalty from Weatherlight, and it is a reserve list card. On our list, up 8.10% from $31.35 to $33.89, seeing new all-time highs as it's seeing a potential buyout. But it does see a bit of play, mostly in Commander, more recently a Gerard Capuchon deck on MTG Goldfish as the registered copy. Next up is Fairy Artisans, and this is the Commander 26 copy of the card, up 11.16% from $16.49 to $18.33. Now, this card sees most of its play in Commander, as it was a card that was in a Commander product. 1,000 Year Storm, Guilds of Ravnica Mythic. This card is up 11.36% from $10.30 to $11.47. Now, it sees a lot of play in Commander, and more recently in a Niv Mizzet Perrin deck. Next up on the list to talk about is Flooded Strand, the original fetch land from Onslaught, up 13.25% from $49.45 to $56. Now, it's a great utility land that sees a lot of play in Commander and even Legacy Temur Delver, but it also sees play in Modern. And you can find cheaper copies of this card from Khans of Tarkir for about $26 on the marketplace right now. Knights of Thorn from the Dark. This is another reserve list card of 15.58% from $12.52 to $14.47. Now, there's only one deck that I've seen that is playing online, and it's an Aisha Tanaka deck in Commander. Next up is Deserted Temple from Odyssey. This Odyssey rare land is up 15.70% from $44.02 to $50.93, seeing a massive spike. Now this card sees most of its play in Commander, more recently in a Tergrid God of Fright deck. Okay, next up, Azure Drake from Legends. This card is up 16.61% from $8.25 to $9.62. I couldn't find any registered decks that do use this, but this is a Legends card that has seen reprints in other sets, but Legends is just less copies on the market, to be honest. Okay, and the next card we have to talk about on the list is Fable of Wolf and Owl. This rare from Eventide is up 17.43% from $8.55 to $10.04. Now, it wasn't a set that was printed a lot, so there's not a lot of copies on the market, and this card sees a lot of play in Commander recently. Kaya's Guile from Modern Horizons. This was on our list yesterday, and this card is up again 29.09% from $5.81 to $7.50, seeing new all-time highs. This card is seeing a lot of play in Modern right now in Esper control decks, and it even sees play in Mardu mid-range in Modern as well. Next up is Arcady Saboth. This is the final card on the list. This is the Legends copy of the card, up 30.76% from $49.19 to $64.32. And it does see a bit of play in Commander, just in two decks that I found, an Amareth the Lustrous and an Arcades the Strategist deck as well. Okay, I wanted to talk about Slivers. Since Slivers have been really hot recently, I wanted to show you some of my collection to discuss. I thought it was a good time to talk about Slivers and go through my Sliver portfolio. So is it a good time to sell your Slivers now? See, the thing is, I remember the last time when we had Modern Horizons come out, they reintroduced Slivers, and you have to remember, from that point, there was a pretty large gap without any sets that had Slivers. I think the last one before Modern Horizons 1 was Magic Core Set 2015. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. And since then, Sliver prices were actually on the downturn. It still was a very powerful try, but it just wasn't getting a lot of support from Wizards of the Coast. But now it looks like they're releasing them at least on a more frequent basis. If you think about Time Spiral Remastered has Slivers, we just had them in Modern Horizons, and there's a chance that we're going to get them again in Modern Horizons 2. Well, there's a lot of hype that's actually surrounding Slivers right now, and Slivers are some of the easiest cards to sell, especially even just in like a bulk listing. Just have a page full of random Slivers, and people might want them for certain decks, pauper decks, casual decks, EDH decks, and they'll sell quite well. Obviously, one of the first sets to have Slivers was Stronghold. There's some Slivers here. I have multiples of Megantic Sliver. I also have the promo of Megantic Sliver, Blur Sliver. All these cards have been going up. Like, there isn't a Sliver that hasn't gone up at least a little bit recently. Leeching Sliver is one of the better uncommon Slivers of Magic 2015. These cards are all going up, and I'm telling you, it's a great time. I believe Darkheart Sliver Foil Original, I believe it's actually a great time to start unloading your Slivers. Ooh, maybe that one too, huh? I have a few sealed Kaleidoscope Killers boxes as well. It might be a good time to sell those. Synapse Sliver, this is one of the Slivers that's been going up the most recently. What is it right now? Almost 60 bucks. Bone Size Sliver, this is the promo version of the card. Plague Sliver as well. This is right here, Shifting Sliver. Very, very powerful Sliver. I still want to get a copy of this in the original foil. Slivers can't be blocked except by Slivers. If you're playing someone that they don't have Slivers, well, all your Slivers are unblockable. Yeah. So anyways, I was just going through this here. I just wanted to show you guys and let you know that I think it is a good time to maybe sell some Slivers and buy back in later when the hype calms down. But with that being said, let's go back to the market movers. Not too many reserve list cards on the list here today, but it looks like the cards that are moving the market the most are Modern Horizons cards and Slivers. But we are seeing a lot of price movement on Kaya's Guile, as that card is starting to see a lot of play in Modern. And again, it's a card from Modern Horizons. It's not a surprise to see a lot of those cards move up on the list, as that set right now is very hot. And I actually want to look into what the sealed prices of this product are actually doing. It might be worth talking about in a future video, maybe next week or even on the weekend, because right now the set is just blowing up, and there's still a bit of hype coming from Modern Horizons 2, and that could be shaking up the market a bit and getting people interested in the older Modern Horizons format as we do get more and more players coming into the game. Okay, well, I want to hear your thoughts on the market down below, so please leave them there. I do make these videos Monday to Friday every single day, so please come back tomorrow to join me for another Market Movers. And with that being said, please enjoy the rest of your day. Being a patron will help me produce more market movers and add to the funds that I will use for my random buys and also to my coffee fund, because I drink a lot of coffee for these videos. And here you can see a link below in the description that will give you all the tiers and what you get in each tier. So I hope you guys click and think about joining. And with that, I'll see you next video. Think about supporting the channel in that way. If not, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you again in the next video.